I know you see that White Pass Yukon route logo right there. I know you do. Don't worry about it. You know those weird custom Thomas models that are maybe made by a grandfather for their grandchildren, or a club to appeal to kids? You know, the ones that aren't accurate, but it's not like they're trying to be. It's kind of just like, I want a Thomas model, so I'm gonna make one. I might have bought one. So, as I'm sure you can already tell just by looking at it, there is a lot to this engine, and that's one of the reasons I wanted it. It's also because it looks like one of those cursed stay out with Thomas engines that we like to roast so much, while also at the same time filling a void the Bachmann G-Scale Thomas never could. There's just something so homemade and I guess unique feeling about this. It's weird. It's hard to describe if you couldn't tell. So what exactly is this Thomas? Well, I don't really know. Sadly, I don't know the story on it. I did message the seller on eBay to see if there was any information. Didn't get any back, but hopefully not war crimes. I'd like to think this is something a grandfather took, you know, maybe from his grandson and turned into a model train that they could maybe run together. And that's really kind of just from context clues. It's because this Thomas shell part comes from a vintage Nylant Thomas that was made I think the 90s. And the chassis part that you see here is a older version of a Playmobil starter engine. They've been just kind of mashed together. Yeah, that's really all I can tell. Like I said, I assume a grandfather or maybe a dad just took their kid's toy and turned it into a model. And thank God they did. Isn't it just lovely? You think I'm saying that sarcastically. I'm not. I love everything about this. So not only is the Thomas kit bash to fit the chassis itself, but as you can see, there's some extra gold detailing, which is also oddly appealing. He's got a gold dome there, little gold water filler caps, and the whistle has been painted as well. So that all matches. There's some gold step ladders that look like they've been added from something else, but I'm not exactly sure what. I just know they probably weren't with this toy. And as you can see from the face and just the overall paintwork, this is definitely something that was played with. This has been outside. The sun has kind of gotten to it and made its way with the plastic, turning it into a bit of a deferring color. You know, Thomas, but it is what it is. His eyes are more yellow than they are white, and for some reason follow you. They're always looking at you, no matter what way Thomas is looking, he's still looking directly at you. Okay, maybe not that. I found the one way I can escape him. Nice. I'm fairly certain the Thomas this is made from, the Nylant Thomas, is a toddler's toy. You would take little shapes and fit them in the coal area, which has now been fitted with some fake coal there. And this part also comes off, so you can see the mechanics on the inside a little bit, and seems to have been patched up a little bit with this fabric tape covering up a hole. I'm not exactly sure what that was. Maybe that was an on and off switch, since these things were pretty big. Maybe he was motorized originally. I sadly never had one, so I couldn't really tell you. But what's also cool is on the back here, you can see he has these little inputs, and I think that's for RC. I could be wrong. He works fine on track power, but those look like RC hookups to me. Maybe I'm crazy. And on the chance you want to get inside of that area, you just take the lamp, twist it to the side there, and there you go. And there's another view at the mechanics inside. Just so cool. I've never had a Nylant Thomas before. I've never had a Playmobil anything, so this is a lot of fun. And I've never had a custom Thomas that has one so much soul, but maybe souls that aren't his, you know, that he may have stolen. And I have to say, I really enjoy it. There's just something about Thomas being in 040 with outside motion and having this face and these proportions and looking like this that is just so right, even though it is not. It's just wrong in every way, but it is right. Like, he's even got a spare Percy or a Nelly smoke box. Like, how can you not love that? And speaking of his smoke box, this is probably the most unexpected thing. It seems like he has a smoke unit. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it. I think it's a Sooth smoke unit. It appears he is fitted with one. I don't have any smoke fluid, since that's not something I normally do, but I did order some, so we will see in a follow-up video if this guy steams as well. But yeah, that's another thing that I did not expect to come with this Thomas. I'm fairly certain this switch right here might control the smoke unit, since when it's going, it doesn't really matter if it's either way, it's just kinda there. But again, we will see hopefully in a follow-up video. Maybe it's for the RC, but again, it works when it's either way, so I could be wrong. Now, at this point, I've already cleaned him up, and as you can see, he's still pretty discolored, which is going to happen, but the way he's discolored on the top just leads me to think there might be some more use to this smoke box. I really hope so, because that'd be awesome. He is also supposed to have a front coupler, but sadly, when he arrived to me, that was broken off. But at least we still have the one on the back, so if he ever double heads, he just has to be in the front for now. And I know you're probably thinking, besides, you know, cleaning it off and owning it now, do I plan to do anything to it? Not really. There's just nothing else I could do. It feels like it was made with purpose, and to mess with that purpose too much just feels wrong. I don't know. There is a part of me that wants to color in his eyebrows black to maybe just bring the face full circle, and I might replace this roof with, you know, maybe say a piece of plastic card, because this, I worry, might get a little bit weak with the smoke unit once it goes. It's already coming off just a little bit. I had to hold it down when I first unboxed it, and thankfully it's not come up too much since, but it is pretty noticeable. I don't know, I might fix that, we'll see. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a good or bad idea. Again, it just doesn't really feel like my place to do too much, so don't expect me to be repainting this thing or doing anything too drastic. It'd be, if anything, more cosmetic things to help bring his look back a little bit. Like, as you can see here on the dome, some gold is missing. I'll probably fix that up. I might do the eyebrow. I'm really thinking about it. And again, the new roof. But after that, probably cutting it. Oh, and also a new front coupler, because he deserves it. And if I don't, he might murder my whole family. But one or the other, you choose. Somebody on Twitter said it looks like if Thomas was in South Park. And I have to agree with that. That's probably the best description you can give this thing. Definitely killed Kenny a couple times. And I have to say, he is a pretty big engine. Like, here he is directly next to the stains, and as you can see, they're pretty comparable in size. I didn't think I would ever own a G-scale Thomas that would scale up to a stains in any way, but narrow gauge, South Park styled, LGB scaled Thomas is a thing, and now you guys have to know about it, because I do too, and I own it. Please don't put me on the no-fly list. But for being as old as this Thomas presumably is, and, you know, going through as much play, enough play to discolor the plastic, and the stickers on the side and on the front and even on the face, even if they're a bit sun-bleached, all still look amazing. It's just it's tremendous. It's very heartwarming to see. Not only was this played with, but it was taken care of, and I hope to do the exact same thing. Again, I cleaned it up, might do some touch-up work, but that's really the only plan with this thing. If you think I should color the eyebrows, let me know in the comments. I'll let you know if I replace the roof. And I'm very excited to try out that smoke unit. We will see. We'll see together. And I guess with all of that being said, the only thing left to do is take him on a run. Could you see by that smile I'm excited? I am very excited to show you guys that he is strong and fast, but don't let me tell you. You'll see for yourself. He'll show you himself. He speaks for himself. I don't need to tell you anything. He's spoken for himself this entire video. Let's be honest. Look at the drivers in there. They're judging us. They don't seem like nice people. All right, let's just run this thing.
There's a line to a quarry at the end of Thomas's branch. It goes for some distance along the road. Thomas was always very careful to whistle here in case anyone was coming. Early one morning, a large policeman was sitting close to the line. Thomas liked policemen. He had been a great friend of the officer who had just retired. Beep, beep, he whistled. Good morning. Thomas expected that the new officer would be friendly too, but he was sorry to see that he didn't look friendly at all. He was red in the face and very cross. Disgraceful, he spluttered. I didn't sleep a wink last night. It was so quiet, and now engines come whistling suddenly behind me.
Fuck you. I think it's hilarious. How do you like that? You show me your wee-wee and I'll show you mine,
said Thomas.
Masturbation is not illegal,
Replied the conductor.
but if it were, people would probably take the law into their own hands. And remember, this is Mr. Conductor talking. I know what I'm talking about.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been my review, or I guess model showcase, of this customized and slightly cursed G-Scale Thomas. If you enjoyed, be sure to like the video and subscribe. There's always more strange customs coming this way, if I make them or not, apparently. And again, be on the lookout for the follow-up video where we hopefully test out this smoke unit and see how much this thing actually smokes. And yes, this is the cursed train I was trying to hint to you guys about in the Stains video. He will join this guy on display. I'll show you guys how that looks too. And here he is on display. I have to say, you know, this feels like something my grandfather would have made. If I had a Nyland Thomas and a Playmobil chassis, he probably would have made something like that. So it's only fitting to go next to his Stains, his Consist, his little G-Scale animal and circus collection. I don't know. I'm really proud of this thing. I really like it. And yeah, if I have to know he exists, you guys do too. I'm gonna go play with him some more. I really like it. Maybe I'm under his curse right now. Hold on, I never thought about that.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.